one of the best, most powerful songs ever written.
It has fulfilled its financial and artistic responsibilities when a film is appreciated by critics and frequented by viewers.
May I have the password, please?
Too often, brilliant films, or even both, have struggled to win over critics or viewers. Here are 20 most underrated movies of all time that you might have missed. 20. The New World, 2005. Never mind Tree of Life, Terrence Malick's The New World is the tour de force of the great auteur. It received mixed reviews upon its release in 2005.
You don't know who I am.
And only recouped its budget. It came and went. Nobody cared. It just happens to be one of the best American movies ever made, though.
What is this? Is this a shifter car? You think that's funny? I'm used to luxury cars. I drive cars that shift themselves.
19. Buffalo 66, 1998. Indie classic Buffalo 66 is well enjoyed by film buffs, but the audience it deserves has not been criminally affected.
6, and I missed that game because that's the day I had Billy.
It's a fantastic artsy reflection on life and features the culture of hipsters from where it was really cool. 18. American Psycho 2000.
I simply am not there.
Most viewers and critics found the adaptation of the novel by Mary Harron to be very disappointing, but it has continued to become one of the most successful cult movies in recent years.
His Love of All is one of the best, most powerful songs ever written.
17. Jackie Brown 1997. Ask someone to name all Tarantino movies, and I guarantee that Jackie Brown is the one most often left off the list. It's a great shame because, second only to Pulp Fiction, this blaxploitation image is one of Tarantino's best films. 16. Eyes Wide Shut, 1999.
May I have the password, please?
The film performed well at the box office and was critically well received. Also considered to be one of Stanley Kubrick's weakest offerings. More publicity is deserved for Eyes Wide Shut. It's a truly captivating drama. 15. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
In George Lazenby, it might have everyone's least favorite Bond, whose voice was actually dubbed by another actor.
Shouldn't be concerned with anything but himself.
But this is easily one of the best Bond movies. 007 spends half the film pretending to be an effective and cautious genealogist, thus infiltrating the organization of Blofeld. Nice stuff.
So why me? Well, frankly, all of the victims appear to be the same physical type.
14. Cruising, 1980. When he made a film about a homosexual serial killer who murders gay men out of self-loathing, Exorcist director William Friedkin hardly endeared himself to the gay community. At the moment, it was considered an outrage, but really, it's not half bad. 13. Solaris, 2002. The adaptation of Lem's classic science fiction novel by Steven Soderbergh garnered positive reviews and lost money at the box office. It has its drawbacks, but in the way of thinking about man's sci-fi, there was nothing else at the time. Well, worth watching.
If you keep thinking there's a solution, you'll die here.
12. Tomorrow Never Dies, 1997. The second Bond movie on the list, Tomorrow Never Dies is once again one of the best, yet seldom spoken about in the series. A funny send-up Rupert Murdoch is his villain Elliot Carver, and his sidekick Mr. Stamper is a beautifully naff antagonist in the 90s. 11. American Maid, 2017. Tom Cruise stars in this biopic about Barry Seal, Pablo Escobar's real-life drug smuggler in charge of transporting tons and loads of coke. Unlike Blow, American Maid, Seal was not a drug user, does not glamorize the rough and fast lifestyle. Instead, it's a fast-paced and caring look at Seal, who was a decent guy by many accounts, minus the whole drug smuggling thing.
This guy's fatter than fuck. I'm already 1,500 pounds overweight.
10. Locke, 2014. His life essentially falls apart during this momentous car ride. He gets split, is fired and gets some urgent news about the one-night stand he had 7 months earlier. Oh yeah, and Hardy is in a car, moving, acting on a phone / an empty car / himself against voices, offering the show of a lifetime. Oh yeah, and the film was shot in 6 days, with Hardy going through the entire film in a single take every time. 9. Empire Records, 1995. This film opened to awful reviews but has become a cult classic since then. So consider this your wake-up call if you haven't seen it. Each character brings something distinct to the table and plot, including amazing catchphrases that those who are cool already reside in daily conversation, centering around an epic day at a record store. #Rex Manning Day.
Would you like to come up to my room later?
8. All I Wanna Do, 1998. Set in a boarding school for all girls in the 60s, Odette is a bitter new student who develops friendships with 3 other students, including Verena. After the school declares that it is co-ed, partnerships are checked as they try to save a school from penis invasion, while also helping each other fulfill the aims of each other, including losing one's virginity. 7. Smokiness, 2006. It was billed as a violent fun comedy for Vegas, like The Departed, but that's not really what it's about at all. There are funny, yes, parts of it, but the story is much darker than that. It's a fascinating fictional look at the world of professional killers, beneath all the fast-paced action. 6. That Thing You Do, 1996. This wonderful, fantastic movie, yes, I had to say it 3 times, written, directed, and starring Tom Hanks, follows a band as they propel to stardom in the 60s. Honestly, not really sure how, given all the amazing reviews, this didn't gain much momentum until much after it debuted.
I haven't even been to New York City.
5. Better Off Dead, 1985. In this dark comedy about a teen who has everything going against him, parents who don't care, a girlfriend who dumps him,
Seth broke up with me.
Oh, that's nice.
and a little brother who is way cooler than he is. Quotable lines abound. I won my $2! Gee, I'm really sorry your mom blew up, Ricky. Before he can make the ultimate self-sacrifice, he keeps getting distracted by a scary 30-year-old sounding paperboy and a skiing contest against the school bully. You know, the usual. 4. In a World, 2013. Published and starring Lake Bell, and one of those films you can watch over and over and never get sick of is This Real Sleeper. The story stars Lake Bell as a vocal coach who competes to get a huge job, voicing the trailer for a big-budget movie against her own legendary voice actor father, as well as the current biggest voice actor in the game. 3. Near Dark, 1987. The film was directed and written by Catherine Bigelow. Yes, the first and only female director to win an Oscar. A horror film based on a farmer's son who ends up traveling with a group of vampires after a woman he's trying to seduce turns him in. The film is an 80s thriller taking on a modern-day western. Disobedience, 2017. Disobedience tells the story of a woman returning to the Orthodox Jewish community that no longer recognizes her for her father's funeral. Critically valued, but barely breaking even on its budget. While she's there, she interacts with the woman with whom she had an illicit relationship, and her love is instantly rekindled. 1. Big Fan, 2009. This poignant and moving film is one that you have to see. The storyline depends on the premise of being so supportive of someone who did something so bad to you. Starring Patton Oswalt as a superfan who gets violently beaten when he approaches his favorite player to say hello. It's so hard to watch and even harder to turn away. Emotional, heart-wrenching, and a sleeper.